Hello and welcome to Feasibility.pro. In this video, we are going to discuss how to calculate internal rate of return in Excel. We will open our Excel file. We all know what is the internal rate of return. Internal rate of return is a rate of return at which the net present value of a cash flow becomes zero. This may sound confusing, but I advise you to go to the post, explain in more detail. I'm posting the link here, you can visit the link. Now let's open a blank Excel file. Let's say you are investing in a project where the cost of say a real estate property, so cost is minus we will enter as a negative cash flow, so say the cost is 500,000 USD. Let's put the years first on the top because this will help us. So this is year 1 or year 0, whatever you want to call it. So we have say 10-year project, or you're going to hold this asset for 10 years. This is a simple real estate investment project. You're getting a rental income of each year, which is say around 40,000 or say 45,000 each year you're getting. This is a positive cash flow because this is a cash inflow, not outflow like the cost of acquisition. So you're getting this rental income each year, and assume that there is no rental increase over the year just for the sake of simplicity. And at the end of the project life cycle, in the 10th years, suppose you want to sell this asset, so you will sell the asset at certain value. So usually we call it terminal value. So in the 10th year, the terminal value will be, I'm assuming a cap rate of 7 at the moment. What is cap rate? We will discuss this in some other video. So you have this total or net cash flow. We will just sum this up, this cash flow. This will give us the total cash flow. So this is my net cash flow for this project over 10-year life cycle. Looking at the cash flow, does it make sense to invest in this asset? What is the total cash flow over the life duration? If you just see the sum of this is 59,000. So as a cash, you are making 59,000 by investing. Sorry, this is the average. You are making 592, 857. So we can just sum the cumulative cash flow. Although it is not required to calculate the IRR, just for the sake of understanding, we can do this one. So if you put some formula and just do a sum here, you see the total sum is 592 and 857. It looks like it's a very good investment because I'm investing 500,000 and at the end of the year I'm making 592, which including the payout. So it means that it pays for itself, and in addition it pays me 592,000. But we'll use a more sophisticated return, what we call IRR, internal rate of return. Excel has a very simple formula, IRR, and you just have to put the values. So these are my values over the time period, and if you see the IRR is 13%, this is really a good investment. But there are two more formulas in Excel which we will be using most of the time because this simplistic formula is not really used as often. So what we are going to do, there is two more formula. One is called XIRR, another one is called MIRR. So XIRR is just simple IRR, but taking into account the date of the cash flow. If you see here, is assumes that in the first year we are buying and we are getting full year rental, which may not be the case. Maybe you are buying this property in March, and so you will not get full year rental, or maybe you are buying in like something in November, December, something like that. So there will be very, so you can shift it there, or so it's much easier to have the dates there. So we'll take the same case and just let's see. We'll just do it here and see how does it work. So this time we will calculating XIRR. Let's assume that this property we have invested in which month? Say any date. Let's assume 10 years back or 10 years from today. It doesn't matter anything. So I'm putting is equal to today. Okay. So this is this date. I usually like to see months in this format, so I prefer to convert it this way. So from June to December, or you can do annually, or doesn't matter how you want to do. The XIRR formula will take care of everything. So the first June there is no other cash flow. Assume there is no other cash flow in the June, and maybe from July to December. So in December you will be getting the rental for these months, 6 months. So what we can do, we can put here we can put December, 31st of December, and we are assuming that we're getting this one. And then each year we can just get this rental. But you see the dates are changing, guys. So for the time being, we'll just use simple formula. So this is December 15, then we can just do 16. We can use a formula also here. You understand the time value of money. So the dates are very important. Which date the cash is coming. So and it also assumes that you're selling this property on, you're getting full year rent, and then you're selling on 31st of December, which may not be the case. So you can just add one more date here, and say this date is which date you want to assume this date, say 24 January. So in next 1 month you sell it, and probably will get 1 month rental also. We can take this 1 month rental also, but it will see, the cap rate will be applied to this rent, because this will be not fully rent, so only 1 month rent. So I'll just divide by 12, so you have some rental income. So you have this one, you have this one, and this cumulative cash flow also, you see, you just need to change this one. Here the formula, we need to just use the formula XIRR, and then values, these are my values, and just we need to enter the dates. So these are the dates, 11.8%. So now you see it looks more sophisticated in terms of because time value of, because of the concept of time value of money, the dates are very, very important. Which dates the cash is coming in, going out. Here it is a very simplistic model. We assume in the first year I'm selling, even I'm getting full year rental, and in the last year I'm taking full year rental, then I'm selling it off, and everything is happening. All the cash inflows are coming in the same year. Here very precise dates are there, so we exactly know which date the cash is coming and what is the present value of that cash that is flowing on that particular date. If we change the date, it will change. Suppose we want to change something, some dates, if you change, you will see the good impact here. So say 15 again you got, so just for the sake of this you got another more rental. See that IRR changing from 12% from 11.8%. This is amazing, isn't it? Second formula, this formula is simple IRR formula, what we call IRR. This is IRR formula, and then we have XIRR formula. Then there is one more formula in Excel, which is MIRR. MIRR is modified internal rate of return. So just copy this one for the next case, and we'll call it MIRR formula case study. So what is MIRR? We have some usual problem with XIRR. Problem is that, see this one, why we don't use Excel MIRR formula. Although this is a different thing, we can discuss this sometime later. But what is the problem with IRR? Why we need another formula? I think XIRR is a very sophisticated formula. It takes care into the dates, exact dates we can put. But there is some inherent problem in this one, and the problem is IRR. If you calculate the IRR, it assumes that interim positive cash flows are reinvested at the same rate of return as that of the project that generated them. This is usually an unrealistic scenario, and most of the time this will be reinvested at a different rate. The other issue with IRR formula, which you may face on many occasions, actually, a very common problem, is that if the cash flows are changing signs, like from positive to negative, negative, positive, or the IRR formula will not give a result. It sometimes shows values or not applicable, this kind of weird thing, which can be easily resolved by changing the cash flow to bringing the cash flow to the first period, which we call to, or any other. If you see you have in between you have a negative cash flow, you can easily convert this to a present value in some previous cash flows which have a negative value, and then on that particular period you will have a zero value there. So this can also be done, and most of the time we do this actually. But there is a formula in Excel which can take care of this one, and this is MIRR formula. And if you enter MIRR, you will have three variables. You need to enter three variables. One is the values, other one is the finance rate, another one is the reinvestment rate. So let's go back to our this example. So what I'll do, probably I should have copied the first case actually, not the second one, because there's another problem with MIRR formula which I will explain you later. So let's copy this one. Sorry, my mouse is behaving like crazy today. Okay, so I just copied this one and inserted it here, and we are going to use MIRR formula. Okay, so let's say the cash flows are exactly the same, and I'm not even going to change the day, change the signs in between. Only I'm going to calculate the MIRR. So I'll just enter MIRR. So the first thing we have to enter is the values. Then we have to enter the finance rate. This is the rate at which you are borrowing, or your cost of capital. So say it's 5%, and then you are reinvesting these cash flows, the immediate cash flows, these cash flows which you are getting from the rental income, 6%. Okay, this is your MIRR, modified internal rate of return. But again, MIRR has its own problem. First of all, it does not take care into account the dates. So it again assumes that everything coming at the same point of time, which is not correct. There can be something. Can we apply MIRR which takes care of the dates? Is there in a formula? There can be, and I hope you enjoyed this video on IRR calculation in Excel.